Hi folks, welcome back to B Mills Farm. It's getting kind of brisk out here. It's I don't even know what the temperature is, but it's Carhartt weather. So on my way home, I don't know why I was thinking about the chicken coop, but I guess I had nothing better to think about. But I really wanted to use the hen gear roll-away nest boxes so that I would be more likely to have clean eggs. They're a little pricey, but the fact that the eggs are clean is, I think, a big deal and probably worth the money. They'll last you a lifetime. So my only situation that I didn't think of that I'm thought of now is this thing is never really going to be level. So some people may be concerned about the flat roof, but the fact of the matter is this thing's never going to be perfectly level, so water's going to drain one way off of this thing. So it's good for that, but the problem is that the nesting boxes are meant to roll away, obviously, and depending on the angle of the wagon, the eggs might roll really fast and break, or they might roll the wrong direction and just stay in the nest box. Something I really hadn't thought of. It should have been pretty obvious, but so I don't know if I scratch the idea of the rollaway boxes. I could put jacks, like 4 jacks around it, and every time I move it somewhere, level it out, make sure it's level. But I don't know that I really want to monkey with all that. Down here, it's not so bad. There's pretty relatively flat areas everywhere down here, but in the summer, I want to bring them up to the pasture up there to, go behind the cows, and that pasture is all sloped. Some of it's a little flatter than others, but it's pretty much sloped the whole way across the field. And so I don't know if it's worth the money for a rollaway box. It might not roll away, or it might roll the wrong way, or roll too fast and break. So I'm kind of leaning towards just regular nest box, unless one of you guys has a better solution. But I was really hoping to use those things. So some more updates for the farm. Got some deer running up there. I'm getting really sick of pigs, and the Longhorn steer is finally gone. So I'm finally Longhorn free. Took a little while, but that's all right. But I really am getting kind of tired of pigs. They are super annoying. They just squawk and squeal and whine, and there you go. They're super destructive, super messy. They cost a lot to feed. And every time I get in there with them, they get me covered in mud and try knocking me over. It's just, I don't know. I really enjoy coming home to feed the calves, and I really don't enjoy coming home to feed the pigs. So I don't know what my future in pigs are. The ones I have, I will keep and either slowly send them all away, or sell some, keep some. I don't know. I could put them out here and make my life a lot easier, make the mud situation better, make the smell situation better. but I really don't want to. This grass has grown back really well, and I don't want to destroy it because growing season's over, and I want as much cover on the ground as possible going into winter so that in the spring it should take off nicely. I was gonna go in the barn and talk next to the Dexters, but it's kind of dark in there. But a really big thing has happened, and it's an incredible blessing. I have the opportunity. In the last video I talked about meeting with these folks, and so I have the opportunity to lease 56 acres 2 miles from my house in the spring, and that's massive. The thing is, I went from too many animals, no land, now to more land than I can handle with 3 Dexters. Now, I don't have to lease all 56 acres, but of course I want to. And in doing so, no matter how many acres I decide to lease or how I decide to move forward, it's important to be a good steward of the land that you're leasing and not to let it get all scraggly and overgrown, and it needs to be well maintained, whether that's through grazing animals, brush hogging, haying, whatever. So I have some decisions to make, whether that is take a risk and invest in a whole bunch more Dexters to graze the land, and hopefully keep up with it so that I don't have to do too much brush hogging. The second option would be to find somebody that has 10 to 30 cattle that they want to custom graze, and they could pay me so much per day, so much per head per day to manage their animals on the land that I'm leasing. A third option would be to take a different risk and invest in a bunch of haying equipment and have my few animals that I do have. I do plan on getting more cattle, but I do plan to buy more Dexters, but I can't afford to buy 30 more Dexters to keep up with the production of this land. It is all really productive land. It hasn't been planted or anything, but it has been hayed. Over the years, people just come randomly and hay it. They don't charge anything to hay the property. So I could invest money in hay equipment and sell hay, have the animals, however many Dexters I end up with, along with sheep, graze them, and then take hopefully possibly 3 cuttings off of the remainder of the acreage, or hay it all after the cows, whatever. There's quite a few options, all of them very expensive, but it could be, I mean, I really think that with this land that I have here, plus 56 acres, I think it's pretty realistic to make a income off of that. So I've got a lot of thinking to do. It's a very amazing opportunity. I want to make smart decisions moving forward. Hay, I think hay is pretty easy to sell. It's pretty expensive to get into making hay. Unfortunately, it would all have to be square bales, because in this barn here, that whole top there is a hay loft. So I could fit a lot of hay up there. I don't think I could fit enough to take 3 cuttings off of 56 acres. But again, I think hay's pretty easy to sell. And, 56 acres, $5 a bale, you could get 30 to 45 bales per acre. That's a pretty significant amount of money. Custom grazing animals, it's not really that lucrative as far as a business goes, for that acreage anyways, but it would be money coming in that I don't have to spend. So maybe the best solution would be find somebody with a small herd of cattle, which is probably going to be about impossible around here. But you never know. Find somebody with a small herd of cattle, maybe 10, 15, 20, custom graze them, bring in a little bit of money from that, and invest in hay equipment so that I have more cattle on the land. I'm getting paid to graze them, and I could take hay off the rest. I don't know. Lots of options. It's a very, very awesome opportunity. I'm super excited about it. It pays to talk to people. I'm not somebody that just reaches out and talks to people, but I'm realizing the power of building a community. These people had offered somebody to hay this property for free. So I took a leap and reached out as soon as they made the post on Facebook. I was like, hey, what do you guys think about maybe putting some cattle on your land? And pretty quickly they came back and said, no thanks, we're not interested in that. So I was like, I was kind of let down, obviously, but I was like, well, let me go a little further. So I asked them, why, not really why, I forget how I worded it, but I kind of, asked if they were interested in any sort of livestock on their property. And they said, not really, because they can't stand the thought of seeing the animals and then knowing that they're going for beef. So I was like, well, maybe we can work around that. So kind of the idea is to have mama cows there. Have as many heifers, cows, and then, bring a bull up. It's literally 2 miles up the road. It's on top of the hill that I can see from my house. It's an absolutely beautiful property. So it'll basically be female cows, bulls, stuff that's not going to beef. I can keep, I can have 3 or 4 steers here pretty easily just at my home place. And then when the bulls are not needed, they can also be here. So, in the future, this could possibly turn into, if I'm selling breeding stock, this could be where all the bulls are, and the other property could be where all the cows are. and figure something out for the steers. Either way, it's a super awesome opportunity. I'm really, really thankful that it's even an option. You guys let me know what you think. If, what direction I should go, or, just got to take advantage of the opportunity. So if you guys would go over to the Keep Farming podcast on YouTube, go subscribe to that. At the end of this week, I'll be posting episode 1. I have not recorded it yet, but there will be an episode 1 at the end of the week. As for this page, keep liking, subscribing, sharing, doing all the good stuff for me. Until next time, keep farming. We'll see you later.